Before the stadium cheers. Before the political rallies. Before the speeches that divided opinion and inspired millions. There was simply a boy from Lahore. Imran Ahmed Khan Niazi was born on the 5th of October, 1952, in Lahore, Pakistan. He grew up in Zaman Park, in a well-respected Pashtun family belonging to the Niazi tribe. His father, Ikramullah Khan Niazi, was a civil engineer, disciplined and principled. His mother, Shaukat Khanum, was known for her warmth, generosity, and strong moral grounding. Imran was the only son among four sisters. Being the only boy in the household shaped him in subtle ways. There was affection, but there was also expectation. In traditional households, the only son often carries unspoken responsibility. Leadership, resilience, and independence were quietly instilled in him from a young age. School education and early character. Imran's early education began in Lahore at Atchison College, one of Pakistan's most prestigious institutions. A school known for producing leaders, bureaucrats, and influential figures. But young Imran was not initially extraordinary in academics. In fact, by many accounts, he was shy. Slightly reserved. Not the loudest voice in the room. However, what he lacked in outward dominance, he made up for in internal confidence. At Atchison, he developed a fascination with cricket. What started as a school sport soon became something deeper, almost an identity. He would spend hours practicing, refining his bowling action, studying the game. Yet life was about to change dramatically. At the age of 16, Imran moved to the United Kingdom to continue his studies at the Royal Grammar School in Worcester. United Kingdom moving to Britain, a cultural shift. For a teenager from Lahore in the late 1960s, moving to England was no small transition. The weather was colder. The people were different. The culture unfamiliar. There were moments of isolation. Moments of adjustment. Moments where he had to prove himself again, not just academically, but socially. But this period was crucial. Living abroad exposed him to Western political thought, discipline in professional sport, and the confidence that comes from surviving outside your comfort zone. It toughened him. It broadened him. And it planted early seeds of ambition. Cricket, however, remained constant. He continued to train seriously, slowly transforming from a casual school player into a competitive fast bowler. His height, athletic build, and determination gave him an edge, but he was still raw. Few at that stage would have predicted the global fame that lay ahead. Graduation cap Oxford, refinement and confidence. Imran later gained admission to Keble College, Oxford, where he studied philosophy, politics, and economics, often referred to as PPE. Oxford was more than just a university experience. It was a finishing school for leaders. Here, he was exposed to debates on governance, ethics, power, and global affairs. These ideas would later echo in his political rhetoric decades later. But Oxford also refined something else, his confidence. He was no longer the shy schoolboy. He developed charisma, social presence, composure. He moved comfortably in elite circles, building networks and friendships that would shape his worldview. Yet, despite the academic environment, cricket continued to dominate his ambitions. Balancing studies with sport was not easy. There were sacrifices, physical exhaustion, academic pressure. But he persisted. Discipline was becoming a defining trait. Cricket bat and ball early cricket struggles. Imran made his debut for Pakistan's national cricket team in 1971, at just 18 years old. But here is what many people overlook. His early international performances were not spectacular. In fact, he struggled. His bowling lacked consistency. He was still developing pace and control. Critics questioned whether he truly had the temperament for top-level cricket. For many young athletes, early criticism breaks confidence. For Imran, it became fuel. He returned to training with renewed focus. He worked tirelessly on fitness, at a time when professional fitness culture in cricket was not yet widespread. He strengthened his body, refined his bowling action, and studied the psychology of competition. He transformed himself. This transformation did not happen overnight. It took years of discipline, setbacks, and quiet determination. And this pattern, struggle followed by reinvention, would later define other chapters of his life. Globe showing Europe-Africa identity and dual exposure. One of the most defining aspects of Imran Khan's early life was his dual exposure to Eastern and Western worlds. He was rooted in Pakistani culture, family-oriented, traditional, emotionally connected to home. But he was also shaped by British education, structured thinking, debate culture, institutional systems. This dual identity gave him a unique perspective. He could move between worlds. He could understand different mindsets. He could communicate across cultural lines. Later in life, this ability would help him on international platforms. But in his youth, it simply meant adaptability. Thought balloon personality in formation. Those who knew him in his younger years often described him as strong-willed, proud, intensely competitive, private about personal struggles. He disliked losing, not just in sport, but in principle. Failure irritated him. But instead of retreating, he recalibrated. His early life was not marked by dramatic poverty or visible hardship. His struggles were internal, proving himself abroad, overcoming criticism, transforming from potential into performance. These quieter battles shaped his mental resilience. House with flower influence of his mother. One of the strongest emotional influences during his early life was his mother, Shaukat Khanum. She embodied compassion and social awareness. From her, Imran absorbed a sense of responsibility toward those less fortunate. Although her passing would later become a major turning point in his adult life, even in his early years, her presence shaped his moral compass. Family remained central, even while he was thousands of miles away in England.